Surya Namaskar A, Sun Salutation A. Now, this is a basic foundational sequence that you'll see in many yoga classes. You probably practice it if you've been to a yoga class. You might be somewhat familiar with it, and there's many modifications and variations of this sequence. So today we're going to practice a few rounds to go over the sequence together so you can experience it and know the alignment for it. And then I'll break down each posture of what is the proper engagement and what is the alignment in the posture. Now, keep in mind when we're talking about alignment, we're not necessarily thinking about shapes or aesthetics or how beautiful they may look. It's more about we want to be in an alignment that we can feel the most engaged in. And so that can mean alignment in a way where you can feel engaged mentally, emotionally, and physically. But most importantly, in the asana practice is like how to engage our bodies. We want to engage our bodies in a way where we feel stable, where we feel connected to our bodies, so that we can have that moment of meditation. Maybe it's a couple of minutes of meditation, depending on how long you're holding a posture. So the purpose of the sequence is really to get the body movement. It targets many parts of your bodies, and all honestly, it feels like the whole body in many ways. And so as you move through this sequence, I want you to move with intention. I want the breath to lead the movement. And so as we move through the sequence, I want you to take a deep breath and really connect with your body and allow the body to feel relaxed but engaged. So we always want to go to the concept of sthira and sukha. We want stability and ease. We don't want to feel rigid in our practice, but we want to be stable. Okay? So keep that concept in mind as we flow through it. So for Surya Namaskar A, we're going to start at the top of the mat, and you can start at the very top, engaging your feet. And so from the side, you can have your arms beside the body. You can have your feet up to you, either together or apart, hip width apart, but not wider than the hips. So you want to keep it aligned with the hips or bringing the feet just a little bit closer. So this is considered a standing posture. So you always want to start with the foundation, which is your feet. So you want to make sure that your feet are nice and stable. You want to be able to have freedom in the toes, so you don't want to grip the toes. You want to feel from the sole of the feet, but also the balls of the feet. And we'll talk more about those points when we, talk about mountain pose more deeply. So grounding yourself through the feet, you want to feel the engagement throughout the whole legs. So you want to feel the engagement in the quads and the engagement in the glutes. Once you've got an alignment of the feet and the legs, you want to bring the shoulders up towards the ears, roll them back down, and bring the palms facing forward. And you want your palms to face forward and the fingertips are spread and engaged. So pretending as if you're trying to dig through the ground and lengthening that spine, pretending that you have this invisible string that's pulling you up so that you can feel lengthened. So you don't want to collapse through the back. You want to create that length in the back. You don't want the chest to pump up too high forward or too high up. You want it to be neutral. So neutral spine, engaging the legs. And we're going to start with our Surya Namaskar. So we're going to do the traditional one, and then we're going to do the modification of it that you may see in many classes. So taking a deep inhale, grounding yourself through the mountain pose. Take a deep inhale, and then exhale. And we'll take 2 more breaths here. Inhale and exhale. 1 more and exhale. And then we're going to move into the second pose, which is upward salute. So similar alignment to mountain pose, except the arms are going to rise up. Palms facing each other, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Taking a deep breath, we'll take 3 breaths here. Inhale and exhale. 2 more. Inhale and exhale. 1 last one on your own. Good. On the next breath, as you inhale, you're going to bend the knees, come into what we call a forward fold. Bringing the chest to the thighs, dropping the head, relaxing. You can drop the hands to the floor. You can bring them to your legs. The positioning is up to you. Traditionally, you want to have your hands all the way down, relaxing. You can have the knees bent or straight. It is up to you. Whatever brings you the most stability and comfort. Taking one more breath here. And then you're going to plant the hands into the mat. Now, this is the traditional Sun A. You're going to step into a lunge with your right leg, stepping it back in preparation for your plank with the knees up. Now, this is the traditional Surya Namaskar A. So we want to push the ground away, holding that plank. And when you're ready, you're going to slightly shift forward to align the shoulders with the wrists. Then you're going to bend the elbows towards the back of the room, bringing the elbows close to rib cage into a low plank or chaturanga, coming all the way down. And then flattening the feet, so coming to the top of the feet. And as you inhale, coming up into your cobra. And when you exhale, you push the ground away, coming into a downward facing dog. From here, you're going to step into your low lunge with your left leg forward, coming into a low lunge, and then coming into a forward fold. And then inhale, coming all the way up as we first started into that upward salute. And then exhale, coming into your mountain pose. Now, this is your traditional Surya Namaskar A. This is without the modifications. Now, that might not be accessible to all bodies. And so we want to make the sequence accessible for all bodies. So now I'm going to show you a modification to that sequence that hopefully can be a little bit more accessible to you or others. So starting at the top of the mat into your mountain pose, checking alignment of the feet, working your way up through the legs and the hips are facing forward, relaxing the shoulders, taking a few breaths here in mountain. And when you're ready, inhale, reach the arms all the way up, palms facing each other. As you exhale, bend the knees, coming into forward fold. Now, come into what we call a halfway lift, placing the hands either on the shins or the thighs or to the ground, whichever position that feels good to you, where you can have length in the spine. So you don't want to arch the back. You want to create length through the spine. That includes your neck. So neutral spine. And then as you exhale, you place the hands to the mat, stepping back into your plank with the knees up or down if that is more accessible. Still engage in the glutes, the core, and similar to as we did in the first round, elbows close to rib cage, bending the elbows back, not out, back, creating that 90-degree shape, dropping the shoulders to align with the hips and coming all the way down. That's what we like to call knees, chest, chin. And we'll go more into it later. Then inhale, come into your cobra. Exhale, push up into your downward facing dog. Stepping forward into your half lift. You can have the hands here or here. And then exhale, coming into your forward fold. Then inhale, come all the way up into your upward salute. And then exhale, coming into your mountain pose. Now we're going to experience the modified version of the Sun A together, and let's do 2 rounds together so that you can feel the heat and you can feel the body moving, and then we'll break down each pose on its own. So starting at the top of the mat, coming into your mountain pose, take a deep breath here, ground yourself through the feet, and as you inhale, reach the arms all the way up, palms together. Exhale, forward fold, bending the knees. And then inhale, come into a halfway lift with the hands to the shin, thighs, or the ground. Placing the hands into the mat, step back into your plank with the knees up or down. Inhale, shift forward, keeping the hip up, elbows close to rib cage, coming all the way down into chaturanga, a low plank. Then cobra as you take that deep inhale. And then exhale into your downward facing dog. Stepping forward, coming into your half lift. And then forward fold. Inhale, come to rise. And exhale, coming into your mountain pose. One more round together. Inhale, rise. Upward salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen that spine. Exhale, step back with the knees up or down. If the knees up, you're going to shift forward, lower down. Cobra. Downward facing dog. Step forward into half lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come to rise up into your upward salute. And exhale, mountain. Pause in here for a few breaths. Ground yourself, see how your body feels. Find that comfort and ease in the body, but also in the breath and the mind. Bring the hands to heart center. And that is your Surya Namaskar A, Sun Salutation A. Now we're going to break down each posture so that you can understand the engagement and the alignment for each pose, so you can better understand how the sequence is put together.